Hi everyone and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. It is official, Jeep is going big. Meet the 2022 Wagoneer and the Grand Wagoneer. The Wagoneer and Grand Wagoneer are large body-on-frame SUVs looking to compete with things like the Chevy Tahoe, Ford Expedition, Lincoln Navigator, and Cadillac Escalade. Now, these two vehicles are the same when it comes to wheelbase and size, but simply put, the Grand Wagoneer is going to be the most luxurious vehicle Jeep has ever offered, whereas the Wagoneer is going to be a more affordable version, offering all of that size without the huge price tag. So now we're going to break down everything that goes into these two new SUVs from Jeep. Let's start by talking about powertrains. Now, these two nameplates will not use the same engine. Under the hood of the Wagoneer is going to be the 5.7 liter Hemi V8 with e-torque, making 392 horsepower and 404 pound-feet of torque. If you bump up to the Grand Wagoneer, you're looking at a 6.4 liter Hemi V8 delivering 471 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. And no, you cannot get the bigger engine in the regular Wagoneer. So if you do want the big V8, you have to bump up to the Grand. Let me give you an idea for size now. So the wheelbase is 123 inches, just 2 inches longer than a Chevrolet Tahoe. Now in the second row, passengers are going to get 42.7 inches of legroom. That is the best in the segment. And in the third row, passengers are going to get 36.6 inches of legroom. Once again, the best in the segment and beating out that Chevy Tahoe by 2 inches. On the 5.7 Hemi, I mentioned e-torque. Now, Jeep actually says this is the next generation of e-torque, and they list a couple of changes. So first of all, they call this system e-motor assist. And Jeep says that the e-torque motor will provide electric assist to the engine from launch until the battery pack reaches a minimal state of charge. Basically what they're saying there is right now, e-torque gives you a little push off the line, but it's probably only, less than 3 seconds. Whereas now that motor is going to be running for longer, giving you more of that electric power. Next, Jeep says there is a deceleration fuel shutoff. Now the system will completely shut off fuel delivery to the engine while the Wagoneer coasts from highway speeds and under braking, of course helping fuel economy. And then the final thing is a no delay stop start system. So the Wagoneer anticipates rolling stops, shutting down the engine as soon as the vehicle speed reaches 0, which again will enhance fuel savings. Engine restarts are handled with that e-torque motor, and from personal experience I can say that stop start on an e-torque, when it comes back on, it's seamless, quiet, and you barely notice it. The Wagoneer also offers the best tow rating in the class at 10,000 pounds, whereas the Grand Wagoneer comes in just a little less at 9,850 pounds of towing capacity. And if you're wondering what's underneath, this is independent suspension all the way around. So I don't want to focus on exterior styling because you can see these two for yourself, but let me tell you how to tell apart a Wagoneer and a Grand Wagoneer. Well, Wagoneer models feature LED headlamps, fog lamps, accent badging, and a standard side step. Grand Wagoneer models feature a two-tone black accent roof, a distinctive hood and front end, a unique grille, unique premium LED lights, fender flares, and a power retractable side step. So those are the things you're looking for to tell these two apart. And to my eyes, that two-tone black roof is really what, sets the Grand Wagoneer apart. This is a Jeep, so of course there was a lot of time spent on the four-wheel drive systems, but I should mention that the base level Wagoneer actually comes as a rear-wheel drive vehicle. Now bump up and you're going to get one of the Quadra-Trac systems. So the basic four-wheel drive system is full-time four-wheel drive with a single speed transfer case. Quadra-Trac 2 offers you a 2-speed transfer case, and then once you get up to Quadra Drive 2, you're going to get that same 2-speed transfer case plus a rear electronic limited slip differential. There is also Quadralift air suspension, and that is going to come standard on the Grand Wagoneer. Now, when you put it up into Off-Road 2, it's going to give you an additional 2 inches for a maximum of 10 inches of ground clearance in that Grand Wagoneer or the Wagoneer. So it definitely will help you if you're getting into some sticky situations to have that air suspension. On the flip side, the air suspension also allows the vehicles to drop into aero mode, so they'll ride a little lower while you're out there on the highway to give you better fuel economy. The other part of the 4-wheel drive system here is the Select Terrain system, so you're going to have different drive mode settings, things like auto, sport, rock mode, snow mode, and sand and mud mode. Now that you've got all those specs, let's move to the inside, and we will also talk about what differentiates Wagoneer from Grand. So both of them feature the use of satin American walnut wood throughout. But if you want to tell the difference, the Wagoneer features a 1-piece instrument panel, while the Grand Wagoneer features a 2-piece design with an optional piano black mid-bolster. When it comes to infotainment, Uconnect 5 is at use here, and you can see there's a ton of touchscreens. First of all, the suite here includes a 10.1 and 12-inch reconfigurable touchscreen right there in the center stack. And then there is also a 10.25-inch passenger screen. So the passenger has their own screen. Now there's 4 major functions. You can be a co-pilot, so you can look at navigation or device management. You can actually watch the entertainment. You can actually look at the cameras around the vehicle, or these new Jeeps have Alexa Fire TV integration. So as long as you have your data hooked up, you can go on there and you can tap into Alexa Fire TV. And then the technology list here is very long. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but let me hit some of the highlights. One of the things I think is cool, simultaneous connectivity for 2 Bluetooth enabled phones. So you can have 2 Bluetooth phones hooked up at once, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You're getting Sirius XM 360L with new personalized stations powered by Pandora, TomTom navigation, maps over the air updating, plus a 4G LTE Wi-Fi hotspot, which can connect up to 8 devices, and honestly, so much more. These things are absolutely packed with technology. And we gotta talk about the stereo. So Jeep tapped Macintosh, no, not the brand that makes the computers, but the audio brand, to make the stereo here. So the Wagoneer, or the more basic system, is the Macintosh MX950. It's a custom-tuned 19-speaker system with a 10-inch subwoofer. But if you bump up to the better MX1375 system, you're getting 23 speakers and a 12-inch subwoofer. This thing is absolutely massive. 1,375 watts of music pumping into your Grand Wagoneer. Now that's all the technology that's going to keep you entertained on the inside. What about the technology that is going to help you drive this thing? Well, of course, there are a ton of driver aids here with the Wagoneer. Things like automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control with stop and go, active lane management, blind spot monitoring, rear cross path detection, and so much more. Once again, let me hit some of the cooler highlights for you. So the Wagoneer is going to debut with Active Driving Assist. This is a level 2 automated driving system, which basically is going to help you keep your vehicle in the center of the lane, but Jeep stresses this is still a hands-on wheel and eyes-on road system. However, a hands-free active driving assist is also coming for the Wagoneer, but it's going to be late availability. Now, Jeep says this is going to offer hands-off driving at all speeds and lane centering, but only on approved roadways. So yes, they are moving towards an autonomous future, and these vehicles, although they will not ever be fully self-driving, will have quite a high level of active driving assist. Well, folks, I think this Wagoneer looks great. And Jeep isn't just looking to take on the domestic brands, they also want to tackle brands like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Range Rover. And from the looks of that interior, I think they are absolutely there. These two vehicles are going to be built in Warren, Michigan, and they're going to be released in the second half of 2021. Now, we don't have pricing yet, but safe to say that the Grand Wagoneer isn't going to come cheap. Well, folks, that's the end of this one. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts. Please let me know what you think of these SUVs. Please take a guess as to the Grand Wagoneer's price tag. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit that join button to become a member of the channel, and then come right back here to Truck King to see what we are testing next.